Have you ever made a decision that seemed like a great idea at the time, only to watch it create a much bigger problem down the road? You apply a quick fix, and for a moment, everything seems better. But soon, you realize that your solution has caused a chain reaction of unintended consequences. This is a common pattern in human decision-making, where our attempts to solve one problem accidentally create 10 more. Imagine the leaders of a company facing pressure to improve their profits. The numbers for the quarter are not looking good, and they need to make a change quickly. They look at their expenses, and one line item stands out: the customer support department. It's costly. The immediate, obvious solution is to reduce its size, saving a significant amount of money right away. They make the cut. In the short term, it works perfectly. The next financial report looks much healthier. Profits are up, and the leadership team celebrates their decisive action. This is the first, immediate consequence. But a few months later, strange things start to happen. Customer complaints on social media are rising. Negative reviews are piling up. The company's once loyal customer base is starting to get angry. This is the trap of what we call first-order thinking. We see a problem, we apply the most direct solution, and we enjoy the immediate result. We solve for the here and now. Our brains are naturally wired for this kind of thinking. For thousands of years, human survival depended on responding to immediate threats and seizing immediate opportunities. The brain prioritizes instant gratification and quick relief. It sees the short-term gain from cutting costs as a definite win, while the long-term consequences are abstract, distant, and uncertain. A first-order consequence is the direct result of your decision. It's what happens right away. It's easy to predict and often very satisfying. But every action sets off a chain of events, like a ripple spreading across a pond. These delayed effects are the second-order consequences. Second-order consequences are the results of the results. They are harder to see, and they often work in the opposite direction of the first-order outcome. Let's return to our company. The first-order consequence of cutting the support team was saving money, a clear and immediate positive. But the second-order consequence was that the remaining support staff were overwhelmed. Wait times ballooned from minutes to hours, and frustrated customers couldn't get help. This led to the third-order consequence. Angry customers canceled their services and left scathing reviews online. The company's public reputation began to crumble, and the negative reviews had their own consequence. Potential new customers saw the complaints and decided to buy from a competitor instead. New sales plummeted. The best employees inside the company saw the writing on the wall. They watched morale and revenue decline, and they started updating their resumes. The company began losing its top talent. The initial decision to save money has now triggered a crisis. What began as a simple cost-cutting measure has spiraled into a disaster for revenue, reputation, and morale. The short-term gain was an illusion. The long-term pain turned out to be far greater, but it was hidden from view for those who only thought one step ahead. This pattern doesn't just happen in business. It happens in our own lives every single day, in choices both big and small. We choose to watch another episode on Netflix for the immediate pleasure, ignoring the second-order consequence of being exhausted and unproductive the next day. We avoid a difficult conversation to escape short-term discomfort, only to face the second-order consequence of a relationship that slowly breaks down from a lack of communication. We are constantly making trades between the present and the future, often choosing a small, immediate reward at the cost of a much larger, delayed penalty. But there is a way to see the future more clearly. It's a mental model that investor Ray Dalio calls second-order thinking. It is the single biggest differentiator between good decision-makers and great ones. Second-order thinking is the practice of systematically exploring the downstream consequences of a decision. It's about thinking through time. It's the difference between a novice chess player and a grandmaster. The novice only thinks about their next move, the immediate capture. The grandmaster sees the board 5 moves ahead. They understand that an appealing move now might set them up for a devastating failure later. They are playing a different game entirely. You can develop this ability by asking yourself one simple question whenever you face an important choice. After you consider the immediate outcome, ask, and then what? We'll make this purchase. And then what? We'll have less money for our savings goal. And then what? We won't be able to afford the down payment next year. Keep following the chain until you see the full picture. First-order thinking seeks a simple solution. Second-order thinking understands that your decisions today are building the foundation for your life tomorrow.